appreciate you doing this as always.
Yeah.
Taking your time and been following you guys back since '09, the original lineup and everything. So I guess that's
Oh,
kind of
hell yeah.
take us through the journey of like the lineup changes. Because one of the things I've noticed just being around the music industry
Yeah.
is just most bands don't survive those lineup changes. So kind of what's been the biggest thing that's kind of kept you guys together over the years?
Man, I think the music, I mean, the people, the fans, I mean, it's hard to close a chapter. It's hard to close down the doors to this thing that has become bigger than all of us, even, bigger than me, bigger than what it all is. I think yeah, it's hard to keep a lineup. It's hard to keep these things going. People have stuff they have to do in life. They have to go their own direction. And especially as the original lineup starts changing, you know, these people that come into the band, it's not necessarily their main thing, So over time, yeah, it shifts, and I think the music and the fans are what keeps it going. There's a magic playing these shows, and I don't want it to end, really. Yeah.
Cool, that's good. So I guess what's been kind of like going back like original songs over the
Yeah.
years, original influence. Obviously, the Dangerous Summer the book title kind of got the name, but what
Oh
kind of
yeah.
musical influences inspired you originally, and how has that changed as things
Yeah,
gone on?
wow. So man, I think when we first started the band, I think definitely bands like Angels and Airwaves and Third Eye Blind definitely was a huge influence.
Nice.
And yeah, it was like I think Third Eye Blind is like a very big one. We always loved, yeah, especially lyrically, vocally, and uh, they did just crazy cool guitar stuff. They did awesome stuff. And over the years, I mean, yeah, it's slowly shifted. I mean, some of my favorite bands now, I don't know, it's kind of stayed the same. Like, especially when I think back to like, my War Paint days, listening to a lot of like Kings of Leon and stuff. Kings of Leon has kind of always been a band that I love. Love Taylor Swift. She's kind of growing up with me, taught me how to make melodies and lyrics, through song. And band like the National always has been an influence. And yeah, lately I have a hard time with music. That's the thing, is it's hard to find new music, and it's hard to keep up with music. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, but yeah, making music, you're involved with it so much. It's hard to find time to listen to music or pursue the listening of music. It's kind of a full-time job, I think.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So, I guess like kind of a more personal question, like as a
Yeah.
dad myself, and you being a dad, I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize or know that you're a dad.
Yeah.
Obviously, your daughter Luna, you wrote a song for her back on what album was that? I think it was the
The self-titled. Oh yeah.
self-titled album. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
what's it like being a dad on tour and kind of managing that kind of lifestyle as you guys
Yeah,
work?
I mean it's definitely challenging. Yeah, being away, and yeah, you miss a lot. You miss a lot. Right now, my daughter's at sleepaway camp, so she's enjoying herself, having a good time. But yeah, you always you miss the good moments. You miss a lot of good moments, and it's hard. It's hard for both of us. We try to FaceTime as much as we can and make it happen, keep it up, and then well, usually for the summer, I'll take her the whole summer and just have her, just spend as much time. I always try to make up for the lost time, and really, when we do see each other, it's that much better to do stuff and whatnot. Like as soon as I get off this tour, we're gonna go on vacation, go do a bunch of stuff for like a month, and before she goes back to school. So yeah, I try to make up for it in the interim, definitely.
Nice. So another kind of question, more focused on the band side of things.
Yeah.
Favorite song over the years, I guess. If you had to choose one, it might be hard, but one song
Wow.
that you've liked the most that you kind of have been more tied to personally, or just like the kind of
Yeah.
flow of it, whatever it
I
is.
think, man, like the Permanent Rain, I think will always just be special. I mean, the way the fans reacted, it's just something magical happened in the air with that. That song, "Fuck Them All," was another like that too, where you just feel something happening that's kind of bigger than life about those songs.
Nice. So what other kind of art, I guess, outside of music, like do you use like a hobby or something that kind of helps keep you busy or maybe influences the music a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of video stuff. We made all of our own music videos over the past bit of time. So yeah, getting into video stuff, being able to express myself in another way, that's been really cool. I wish I could draw. I've tried to draw, but pretty bad at drawing. Yeah.
Nice. I guess overall the shows you've done, you've probably, I mean, thousands of shows at this point.
Yeah.
What's one that's probably the most memorable, either size or just the intimacy of it?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, we had a really special one in London about a year and a half ago. Kind of our biggest headliner outside of America at the Underworld, and it went off. I mean, the love that was pouring in the room, and it just felt like a classic show, like something I'll remember for the rest of my life for sure.
Well, guys, kind of play off of that. You guys are doing another UK tour, so going
Yeah.
back to that same venue, or are you guys doing a little bit more?
We're doing a little bigger this time. Yeah, hopefully we can kind of step it up the next time and do the best we can. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you guys were bringing Broadside along with that one. When did you
Yeah.
guys kind of meet those guys? And as they're kind of a newer band or younger band than you guys, so
Yeah, I mean, I met them like forever ago, 2017 or 18 and whatnot, and it just kind of worked out. Like our agents kind of talked, and it worked out really nice. And I'm stoked they want to come out with us. I think it'll be a really good package for sure.
cool. Yeah, so I guess that's another question, playing off kind of the agents and going through different like record labels. And I think you guys are kind of more independent at this point.
Yeah.
How's that been like going from like Hopeless down to like your own record label now? Has it been better, worse?
Yeah, so we were doing Hopeless, and then we started on a record label, and then now what we do is we kind of lease our albums out to a record label, Rude Records, and they're in Italy, and so we kind of like make the record now, we lease it for 2 years to them, so it's a really cool deal. It kind of allows us to have freedom to do whatever we want, and also use the promotional tools and everything. So it's awesome, yeah, and we like Rude Records, and I think. Yeah, Hopeless is awesome too, but like over the years, you just find your own way. You find a different worth in yourself, and I think the industry's changing the way that they treat record deals, and I think we're taking a good amount of good from that right now, which is awesome.
Cool. What keeps you staying on the road? What's kind of the one thing that kind of keeps you outside of
Man.
playing shows? Just kind of keeps you in between, driving as much as you do.
Probably, man, being social, talking to people back home, talking to my daughter, and yeah, like I think just being social. I think that drives everything. Just knowing when you're out here, you're not alone.
Nice. So what's something that most people or fans, especially, probably wouldn't know about you? Something more personal, I guess.
Wow. I love bubble baths, man. I when I'm at home, I take a nice bubble bath every day.
Nice.
Clear the mind.
Cool. I guess one of the things too, kind of going back, kind of between lineup changes, you're in LA for a bit and kind of
Yeah.
not doing music as much. What was that like, and kind of what was going on in your head when you weren't doing his music for those few years?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I have my daughter. I spent some time in LA, and I actually got kind of into like the film world, like rental houses and stuff like that. So it's just it was cool to find another world outside of music. And yeah, I spent a lot of time not writing music, and it was a nice break. I think I really needed it. I think I needed to know that I could do something else and be successful at it. And I went down that path, and then slowly it called back to me. I think the universe started really coming at me and saying, "Hey, come back. We need you here." And yeah, finally made my way back. But I did have a good time, man. I loved living out in LA. Every day was the best day ever.
Cool.
Truly.
I guess as you came back, you started seeing some previous kind of familiar faces that I definitely recognize by some industry people, like Josh from Every Avenue. Like, what was that
Oh
like? 'Cause I know
yeah.
he came in kind of filling on tours. Now he seems like more of a permanent member of the
Yeah,
band. Like,
it
how's
was
that
really
been?
cool. Yeah, and to kind of figure out our future lineup, and yeah, man, it is crazy. We went away, and a lot of bands kind of popped off since then. Some had broken up, so it was just it was a different landscape. And also when we came back, emo night was a thing. It was just a different world. So it was cool to come back and feel it and vibe into it. And we were really accepted when we came back, so we really loved it.
Nice. About just kind of on that same note, just kind of,
Yeah.
what's your like future plans? What do you think band's gonna go? How big do you want to get? Do you want to be playing like bigger shows? Do you want to kind of
Yeah.
stay where you guys are at?
I mean, man, you always want to be bigger, but I think we're at a point where we can kind of make a living doing this. We have a great fan base, incredible fan base. So do whatever we can, and we just keep making music for us, and just have a good time. And yeah, it'd be cool to be big, man. Everybody wants to be bigger, but I try not to wish on stuff like that. It's kind of like, hey, we'll see what happens. I think the unimaginable of the future if I could imagine it, I think I would, discount what could be. Maybe something else could be. So we'll see what happens.